and this is Connie, and we are part of Soneto.cl. And today we will be with no more and no less than Griffin Tucker. As you all may know, Griffin is a singer that, at his early age, has been part of the renaissance of classic rock. Since a long time ago, he has been dedicating his life to the music, looking for his own style, and today we have him with us. So, hi Griffin, how are you? How is everything doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Well, let's start this interview. Let's go.
So,
Alrighty.
first question, it's about that we heard that you participated in American Idol and The Voice. When you were just a teenager, how were those experiences for you? Do you think that they helped you to project yourself as a musician?
The thing with both The Voice and American Idol is that they're both TV shows, so they're planned to a certain degree. But it was very surreal, especially to get to meet like Adam Levine, Lionel Richie, Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani, Katy Perry, Luke Bryan, all those judges. It was really incredible to get to meet all of them. But even more incredibly, I was able to meet so many other people who have the same dream as I do, the same desires as I do, which is to play music for a living and have fun with what you do. And it was so nice getting to meet them. And I knew what I want. I've always known what I want to do. It's just been a matter of like how I'm going to be able to do it. And the thing with those TV shows is that they kind of know what they're looking for right when they start, like right at the start of the season. And rock just isn't very marketable as of now. They were looking for more like pop or country, something like that. But I was very glad that I at least got to have a shot at auditioning and trying out for those shows. It was a very cool experience.
It's a bit difficult for you to be like a rock artist between all the older like styles of music that were in there. Like, do you think that probably the rest of the people had like a bigger chance, probably?
Yeah, definitely. I think the artists of different genres had, I guess, a little bit of an advantage as far as like the judges' taste, the producers' taste, But not only just being a rock artist, just being an artist in general. Because when you're put up against all these people, most of the people who have been scouted by the team for The Voice that are like scouting for these contestants, it's incredibly intimidating to be stood up by these other really, really talented people. And so it was a challenge on both fronts.
It helped you with your career, right? Because since that you released the album Believe It, how was the public reaction to this album after all the Voice and American Idol situation?
Well, the thing with the Voice and American Idol is that I was able to reach a whole new audience that I would have never ever, encountered otherwise. Because there's a whole lot of people who aren't exactly actively looking for indie rock artists or indie artists in general. So it was a huge opportunity that I just couldn't pass up to go on both those shows, just to reach new people. And as far as Believe It, I was really, really happy with the feedback that I got on that CD. It was very, very humbling to see that everyone was ready to go with me to this new direction that I was taking. It wasn't new like for me. I guess it was new for the audience, but I think Believe It was really just my sound, and I'm really glad that everyone really really dug it and that they were really receptive to it. So yeah.
It was recorded after the programs or between? How was the process?
I'm actually trying to remember. I know it was recorded after The Voice. I think it was recorded before American Idol, but yeah, I got to whenever I was off The Voice, because with The Voice actually they have this contract where you can't release a certain like you can't release your own music, or you can't release too much covers, or you're kind of like, there's kind of a cap while you're on the show. So when I was off that contract, I immediately started writing "Believe It" and "Gotta Tell You" because I really wanted to capitalize on, you know, the amount of people who were looking at me at the time. And so I started writing that album, and I think I finished it right before I went on American Idol. And of course, with American Idol, when those people, whenever they would look at my page, they would see, oh, he has a new album out. So it was really cool for that
Great.
to come together.
After 2 years from the album, you realized 3 more singles called "Leave Me," "Time Flies," and "Heart Full of Love." Why was that? Were you looking for your own style? Because we think that classic rock really suits you.
I think with the sound of the singles is, "Believe It" was really just my statement. I had been making a very poppy songs up to that point, and with "Believe It," it was a very rock sound, and with songs like "Time Flies" and "Lead Me," those are kind of extensions of that sound. But I also love variety. I listen to a lot of different styles of music, and I like to have that variety in my own music. So I released like "Beautiful Disaster," "Heart Full of Love," just some slower stuff, as well as, you know, the hardcore, like rock and roll, big guitars, big drums type of stuff. But yeah, "Believe It" was definitely my statement, but I'm also just kind of, I guess, putting some variety in the mix, you know.
All right.
I think that your voice in those songs is like a trip to the past, like early 80s, 70s.
She's right.
Maybe. Yeah, I love it, really. They are amazing songs. Do you have any band or artist that you can call an influence or something like that, an inspiration? I mean, you know, who inspire you to looking for your own style?
Right. I get on a lot of kicks. Like I get on kicks. Like I was on a Queen kick for a while. I was on an ABBA kick for a while. I was on an AC/DC, Kiss, all those bands. But the one band that kind of remains constant throughout all those, and since I was really, really little, was the Beatles. I started listening to the Beatles when I was like 3 years old. It's just kind of become a part of my, you know, just a part of my being, just their influence on me.
We can see the poster right there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Beatles. Paul McCartney is my. If I had to pick one person, Paul McCartney is like my guy, you know. But yeah, the Beatles. I love AC/DC, Kiss, Queen, Led Zeppelin, ABBA, even Aerosmith, Michael Jackson, all those great classic
That's
ones.
a lot of influences, a lot. But
Yes.
that's good. That's good because you can mix it and create your own style, like with all that influences.
Absolutely, and that's
Like-
that's what I aim to do.
Great.
I think that probably we are going to be hearing some more Bill influence on your music, or it's just an influence on the inspiration that you get?
I never really consciously think about, okay, this next song I'm going to write is going to be a Beatles song. It's going to be a Kiss song. I just kind of write in whatever comes to my mind. It's a very natural, like it just comes out.
Yeah.
And usually it depends on what I'm listening to at the time. Like for instance, when I was making a song like Who to Be, I was listening to a lot of Wings, Paul McCartney's solo career. Whenever I was making like the whole Believe It CD, I was listening to a lot of AC/DC or Kiss. Heart Full of Love. I don't know exactly where the inspiration is, and I guess that's kind of where the good stuff comes from, is when it just kind of comes out and it's not really perfectly identifiable. But yeah, I don't really consciously think about what each song is going to sound like, but I definitely do hear the influences after the fact, you know.
Perfect. Yeah. Now, we saw that you are in a band right now called The Real Rock Revolution. What are your plans as a group? Can we know something?
Yes.
Or is it a secret?
This band, it's actually a 4-piece now. This band is actually going to be recording with me for this next album and these couple singles that will precede the album. And I'm hoping that we're going to be gigging a lot in this new year. As you know, last year kind of took us all by surprise, but I'm really hoping that we're going to be gigging a lot. I'm hoping that we're going to be recording a lot. We're definitely going to be recording. We're going to be releasing a new single by the end of next month. I think by the end of next month, the end of February.
Wow.
I'm not completely sure what specific date, but it's definitely going to be done by the end of February. There's going to be a couple more singles after that, and then I'm hoping to release a full-length album by the end of the year. So that's all I can say now.
That album is about the band or just you? Or
this album will be with the band, so we'll all be recording it together.
And what are you doing in the band? Because we know that you play guitar, you play piano, you play a lot of instruments. So what do you do in that band? Or you do all of the things?
In this band, as of now, stuff could change. You never know. As of now, I'm playing. I'm doing lead guitar and I'm singing.
Great.
But you never know. I could mix in some piano.
Amazing.
Maybe, you never know.
I would like to hear that. I would like. I have to say it.
We just wanted to know that after all this quarantine thing and Corona thing, has this been helpful for you to write some new music and inspired a little bit more? Or, I don't know, have this helped you in some kind of way to the creative process?
It's been mostly a curse, as we all know, but it's also had its upsides as well. I was definitely hoping to be gigging a lot more with what was Vinyl Device. I was hoping that was going to really take off this past year, but since we all kind of had to stay indoors, I couldn't really gig as much as I wanted to, and we only played like 3 shows I think last year. But the good upside is that I was able to just be in my house and be in my own thoughts so that I could write. And that was really helpful for writing what is going to be this upcoming album. I was able to just kind of be home and constantly just be with my instruments and just kind of let ideas just flow. So it was definitely a blessing and a curse. But yeah, I'm definitely glad that it happened so I could at least write some new songs.
But you miss live shows, right?
Yeah.
We all miss them.
Yes.
Yeah. Talking about shows, what do you think about knowing that your music is being here around the world? I mean, in Latin America, in Europe, like the 5 continents. How do you feel with that?
It's almost unimaginable. I find it hard. I find it hard to picture people like in places other than, of course, even just like Dallas, Texas. People other than like in my city, like sitting at home listening to me sing or me play. It's honestly just, it's incredible to think about, and it's so humbling because I think music is universal, and I think music can be enjoyed by anyone, anywhere. Even if you don't know, if I don't know the words, like if you go, like I love like Tex-Mex. This is a weird example, but I love Tex-Mex. So whenever I go to like these Tex-Mex restaurants, they have like the, I guess, stereotypical like the Mexican type of music, and of course it's so cool to listen to, even though I don't know most of the words. It's very cool to hear those different flavors and those different instruments that they use in different places that necessarily you wouldn't hear in rock music. So it's definitely cool to think about, like, oh, I guess that's how it works for people who aren't in America, listening to, I guess, American sounds. just like it is for me listening to Mexican sounds, you know.
And South America, how do you feel about South America? Because as you may know, we are Chileans, the south of the world.
Yeah, South America. I actually heard that Queen's the concert that Queen played, which had the highest attendance ever, I think was in Sao Paulo. So I and of course I've heard like tapes and bootlegs from those concerts, and those audiences are quite interactive and quite like jumping up and down and doing the chants and all that.
Did you see the Battle of Santiago of Rage Against the Machine? That was here in Chile. And it was like crazy. All the people just, I can't even describe it.
Would you like to visit South America someday? I mean, play it at a show by yourself or just on a festival or something? Because, well, as you just said, a lot of musicians say that here in South America the crowds are the wildest in the world.
I would love to come to South America. There are so many places that I'm hoping that one day I'll be able to do a world tour and get to play in all these different places that I've always wanted to play. But I would love to play in South America. I'd love to experience y'all as much as I would hope that y'all would like to experience my music. I'd just love to play for y'all. I think it'd be awesome.
Yes.
Can we be in the first row, please?
You're welcome to. You're welcome to be backstage.
The promises, keep your promises. We will go to backstage then.
All right.
Hey Griffin, let's play a quick Q&A.
All right. Quick.
Favorite color?
Favorite color, blue.
Favorite meal?
Meal? I love some chicken. I love some chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, anything chicken.
Me too. Favorite movie?
Oh my goodness, favorite movie. I'm really not a movie watcher, but the first one that comes to mind is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Great music.
Yeah.
Great music.
Favorite band?
Favorite band, Beatles.
Yeah. Hatest band? Ooh.
Least favorite?
Yeah.
Least, ooh. That's
someone who hates.
I've never been asked that before.
That's a tough one.
Least favorite band. I'll just say Bob Seger. My mom's right beside me. She said Bob Seger, so I'll go with Bob Seger.
All right. Favorite song?
My favorite song to play, at least of my own, is "Believe It." Of course, it's hard to pick a favorite song because I can hardly pick a favorite artist. But I'm really happy about this new song I'll be releasing, my next single. But one of my favorite songs that I did when I was really young is called "Maybe I'm Amazed" by Paul McCartney. I love that song. I think it's a great ballad, so I'll go with that right now. Why not?
Such a great song. Yeah.
Your least favorite song?
Least favorite song?
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
We love difficult questions.
I know.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? It deserves a good answer. Man, I try not to even think about that type of time. You know what? I'm gonna go with Gangnam Style.
Okay, it's a good answer.
It's a good one. Yeah. A good choice.
Pink Floyd or The Doors?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think I'll go with Pink Floyd. I think I like more of Pink Floyd's songs more. I actually just listened to Dark Side of the Moon on vinyl not too long ago, and it's a great album.
Yeah, and Animals is a great album too. Yeah. Led Zeppelin or Zip Top?
Oh, Led Zeppelin by far, 100%.
Yeah. Was an easy one, right?
Yes, I needed one of those.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you very much for joining us today. We are looking forward for what's coming for you because you're really talented and you're so young. So we feel like you will have a bright future, really, a bright future. But before say goodbye, can you do something for us, like a little favor?
Maybe.
Maybe. Can you send a little message for your fans in South America? Something like, un saludo a mis fans de Sudamérica. Soy Griffin Tucker aquí en Soneto.cl. Or is
That
it
was
too
a-
hard?
Yeah, that was a lot. You might have to slow that down.
Yeah, slowly.
Okay.
Un saludo
Un saludo
a todos mis fans
a todos mis fans
de Sudamérica.
de Sudamérica.
Soy Griffin Tucker aquí en Soneto.cl.
Soy Griffin Tucker aquí en Soneto.cl.
Soneto.cl.
Slow down.
You can do it.
Okay, just slow it down. Just say it a little slower.
Ya. Soneto.cl.
Soneto.cl.
Yay!
Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Griffin.
Thank you so much for having me. Y'all
That's all
were
for-
very kind, but thank you so much.
Cool. Hope to see you soon here in South America, and we will be in backstage. You told
Yeah.
us.
That's right.
We better be backstage.
Bye, Griffin. Have a
Take
good day.
care.
Thank you.
You too. Rock on.
Morgan.